part 2 of how I came to Wicca and my journey through Wicca. I did a quick breeze of how I got to Wicca. I was raised non-denominational Christianity without being baptized. Because my mom wanted me and my brother to choose our own religion as we got older. I guess I was a basic Christian until 8th grade. It's 8th grade in middle school, where one of my teachers came out to us as a Wiccan. I got interested in it, and I started going to the library and reading and browsing through various books on Wiccan witchcraft. My mom found out about it, and she went nuts about it. And so from 14 years of age to 18, 4 to 5 years, my mom's screaming at me, calling me a devil worshipping and all that nice good mental abuse. Mental abuse, to finally reaching some kind of compromise, and she just for some reason keeps believing I'm an atheist, even though I don't know where that came from. So yeah, so that's, I guess, with me and my mom. It's interesting how one's relationship with their parents gets like wrapped around their history of Wicca. Anyway, even though my mom was quite persecuting and whatnot, she was nice enough not to tell the whole family, which was great. My family is quite closed-minded and conservative, so it would probably like open up a huge jar of worms. So yeah, so to my knowledge, only my mom and my auntie really know about my faith, and the rest of the family really don't talk to them much, so they don't know diddly squat. So yay, hopefully that stays that way. Anyway, from high school and college, I was looking for like-minded people, because who wants to do this alone, you know? So luckily for me, there was a lot of my friends who had interest in it, but unfortunately, it was either from they weren't really into it, or they were just doing it because all the rest of the friends were doing it. So so every time when we did a ritual together, something would go wrong. Either A, somebody would run out the circle, B, nobody got into the right mindset, so somebody would crack a joke or something like that and totally kill the entire group of the spell, or C, it turned into, one of my friends, she got really into the whole like high props. We have to have this, we have to have that, we have to have these kind of candles and this and that. Like, it went to the point where we were just trying to please her and whatnot. So after that was quite disheartening. Also, later on, as college years came around, a lot of my friends, they got out of Wicca. Either they just weren't feeling it anymore, or they just got sick of the drama that was also included with Wicca. So I ended up just being all me alone. So I went back into solitary. And frankly, it's after having friends who rather goof around in a ritual than than really do something, it makes you want to go back to solitary anyway. So because of that, I wanted to find older people who had years of Wicca underneath their belts and who was more serious about this, which led me to find and get into a coven. Unfortunately, because of personal reasons, I will not talk about online, and because I was getting back into school at the time, I had to quit because I didn't have time anymore, and the personal reason kept jabbing me in the back. So, which led me to be solitary again. I also tried seeking out teachers, but that itself didn't work out. I was either too busy, and personal reasons I won't talk about. It just didn't work out. So after a while, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'm just meant to be solitary. Maybe I'm not supposed to be in a coven or with the teacher right now. Who knows? And also, when I was in the coven or having a teacher, they weren't really interested in the things I was interested into, like aromatherapy and medicinal herbalism rather than magical herbalism, and frankly, practicing outside, for God's sakes. Everybody wants to be inside in air conditioners. So yeah, that led me to be solitary again and again and again. And because of that, and then like also lately I've been crashed into a lot of videos and podcasts where somebody would mention about how you have to be initiated by the opposite sex to be a real Wiccan, and then and then apparently there's some kind of thing between traditional Wicca and eclectic Wicca, and that's quite disheartening. And also, maybe the fact of Wicca not really being an old religion is actually at least 50 years old, and the whole burning times or the witch hunts, it really had nothing to do with the religion. Rather, it was just more of a political move. That was quite disheartening. So I started feeling like, what if Wicca is just a big fat joke or something like that? And so that led me to now where what I call a spiritual reformation. Every information that I've learned or I've come across, I find myself questioning it now and again, and I'm trying to find out like what I want to do, not what a book wants to do or an organization says I should do or whatever. So I'm kind of going through that right now, and also my interest in green witchcraft has kind of overlapped my interest in Wicca. But at the same time, when this, from what I've read from the books by Anne Muir, it's quite related to Wicca. So if I do start doing more of green witchcraft than Wicca, it feels like I'm not really like leaving Wicca at all, because some of the stuff that green witchcraft does, like, it's quite similar. Hopefully, for those who do not know what green witchcraft is, I'm going to make a video about what it is, and sometime in the next day or so so stay tuned for that. But so yeah, those are my 2 cents on how I came to Wicca, and a quick brief history of like a little bit of my experience and what I went through Wicca and whatnot. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned for next week.